And we're at CES 2011. I'm with Eric Kingdom from Sony. Eric, we're now looking at the HX series of TVs, monolith design. Tell us about them.
Okay, well, it's interesting that we're looking at this one, because I'll be honest with you, this is a favourite of mine. In fact, I think it'll be a favourite of a lot of you guys when you actually get a chance to see this. Well, this is one that we highlighted in the main press conference, and this is called the 55 HX8 series, okay? Now, the model numbers that we've got over here on some of the sets you'll see are maybe a little bit different, because this is the US, but basically the core technology is what I want to talk about. So let's kind of go into a little bit of depth underneath the bonnet. Well, this is a dynamic edge-lit LED-based panel, okay? This is a 55-inch model, and it's got all the things that you've expected and come to expect from a Bravia TV, like Bravia Internet Video, which now comes, of course, with Curiosity, so you've got access to lots of additional content from a cloud-based system. It's got other things such as, for example, a monolithic design, which you can see here, fitted inside the speaker base, which allows you to enjoy the system complete in situ with a slight tilt for ease of viewing. You've got, in addition, USB connections. Now, USB connections aren't exactly new because we've had them before where you can pop in a volt, you can look at photos and so on. But this time, you can plug in a passport drive into the set and you can use it as a kind of PVR. So you can record what you're watching onto hard disk and then you can play that back at your leisure later on. Now inside, there's picture quality improvements as well. And these are really cool because we're using a kind of a new engine called X-Reality. And this X-Reality engine, in this version, I mean the X-Reality was on the model that we looked at earlier on, the EX7 series, but this is what we call the X-Reality Pro. And this offers quite a number of really great features to improve picture quality. It gives you, from an inbuilt database of, I suppose you could kind of call them maps of high quality HD images, really superb picture resolution, playback and performance. It has the ability to reduce any kind of haloing effect, in other words, smoothing out the image. It's got a very fast motion display system, so you get very natural playback in high action movies, and of course for 3D, well that's built in as well. It's Wi-Fi capable, and naturally it's got a whole plethora of sockets and connections so you can hook up to your system. But the second part, the pro part of X-Reality, is what makes it really special. And that's based upon something called superbit mapping. And the superbit mapping technology enables the engine to process the picture at very high quality, what you and I would call a high bit rate. Now the panels, it's a fact of life that panels are pretty thin on the ground when you get to wanting to replay all of those bits, in other words that data rate or that data depth as is. And that's where the other part of X-Reality, the Pro part, comes in, because it's able to process that signal using sophisticated DSP, a kind of noise shaping we call it, to allow your eyes to get the perceived quality improvement on a panel that actually is slightly lower bit in terms of depth. That is worth looking at.
It sounds like a fascinating model. Really excited.
Thank you.
When are we going to see it in the UK?
Well, you're going to have to wait a little bit. We've press released an announcement of some of the new models so far, but we haven't been specific on timing. So let's face it, watch the AV forums. They're likely to know about it before I am.
Thanks, Eric.
Welcome.